What's good, y'all? Elvis here. Welcome to another episode of Better Barbering. For my new people, Better Barber is a series that I started where I share tips and tricks that made me a better barber that other people used to make them better barbers, and ideally better people. Bro, as a barber, especially dealing with your clients, confidentiality is everything. Some people think a client-barber relationship is strictly just service-based, and for the most part, it's kind of accurate. The main reason your client comes to you is so their hair can be cut, so they can get that service. But something that a lot of barbers don't fully understand is that clients aren't paying a barber just to cut their hair. As a barber, a lot of my clients aren't paying me specifically for my haircutting ability, but they're paying me to keep my ears open and my mouth shut. People can get haircuts anywhere, but what builds a bond between a barber and a client is a certain amount of trust. A lot of that trust comes from either trying to get to know your client or make their life better in some kind of way, provide some type of value. A lot of that trust is created by building rapport and having some vulnerable conversations with your clients. All my clients value my ability to cut hair, but there's always something else that keeps them around. Especially at my price point, people can find great haircuts other places, but it's hard to find a lot of the things that I provide, especially on a personal level. The people that I click with tend to turn into my clients. The people that you click with, you tend to have stuff in common with. So me and my clients face a lot of the same problems going through life, either in our past or going towards the future. And life is really just a big traumatic journey, and everybody's dealing with something at any given moment. A lot of times, me just sharing some trial that I was dealing with in a specific stage of my life with one of my clients might help them through their version of the trial, or they might have a similar story or a similar season of growth that we can relate to and bond over. A lot of people don't recognize this, but people, including clients, tend to always be trying to probe to understand your level of discretion. Like, how much can I trust this individual? It might not be an active thought, but whenever I'm talking to somebody about something, and let's say the conversation topic goes to something where that could be a little bit more personal, or I might be a little bit more reserved with when it comes to sharing with people, I'm always thinking like, how much should this person know about me? How have I seen them handle sensitive information of other people? I feel like that's a natural habit because I grew up around a lot of people that used to gossip. And there was always somebody sharing tea about this person, exchanging tea, and then they were bonding over that. So I had a lot of people around me who I might have felt emotionally connected to. In a sense, we have a bond, but their level of discretion was very, very low. Because they're telling me about a bunch of other people's personal business. I know anything I tell them is up for grabs to anybody within earshot. The same thing goes for clients. Let's say if you have a personal issue with another client and you're talking to your clients about, oh, they got me messed up and doing this and this and that and this and this and that. Even if that client's your friend and y'all are cool, they might be siding with you like, yeah, they were foul for that and da 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 da. In the back of their mind, they recognize, like, well, I hope I don't inconvenience him because he's gonna be talking shit about me to everybody else too. I have an issue with that because they're deciding to act right, not out of respect, but out of fear of consequence. I prefer to interact with people that have the utmost level of respect for me, and that's the main reason they interact with me the way they do. Not because they're afraid of how I'm gonna retaliate, but of course, in certain situations that's necessary. All right, and another big part of confidentiality when it comes to barber-client interaction, like a lot of clients tend to have different kind of like conditions with their hair. Like some might have some like flaky scalp, some might have something a little bit more complex going on. And it's like, it tends to be a big area of insecurity for a lot of clients. Of course, clients really appreciate when you can help them with those specific issues, but also if you can educate them on it, that's even better. Because damn near every client I've ever had that had a little bit of flaking on their scalp, they immediately like, oh, well, I washed my hair and this and that. But then I had to step in and educate them about how like flakiness is not necessarily an indicator of dirt. You know what I mean? It's just like a condition of the scalp. A lot of different things can cause it depending on like, let's say lifestyle, diet, a bunch of things can affect it. So I try to educate my clients in that area. And also, if your client has some type of condition, maybe on their neck or whatever, they might be okay with you paying attention to it because, you know, you're being paid to do that. And maybe they're in the shop and they don't want that much attention from the other people in the shop. Like I've had clients with like alopecia or something. They want more of a discreet haircut when not around other people. Something that's reasonable and feasible within your services, I'd recommend doing that because it adds another layer of trust between you and your client. People do not pay you for haircuts. They pay you for the time that you do haircuts. And the value of that time is dependent on your qualities and your skill set. And of course, the perspective of whoever is trying to assess the value, because like personally, my house call price is $250. A lot of people do not see the value in that. But for the clientele that I have that do see the value in that, they value very different things. Like one thing that barbers don't think about a lot, especially when it comes to house calls, is generally the kind of people paying big ticket house call prices generally have a certain amount of money or status. And the higher you go up in business, character and professionalism is of the utmost importance. And for somebody that has a high expectation of professionalism, they're not going to tolerate any kind of dip in character or discretion. Like imagine I'm the kind of person to pay high ticket house call prices. If I'm paying for the house call, I prioritize a certain level of convenience over going to the shop, which is a lot cheaper. You know what I'm saying? And those people value convenience, but they're also willing to pay a high price for discretion. For somebody with money or status or nice things going for me, of course I want, I'm paying for the convenience of someone to come cut my hair, but I'm also paying for the discretion of this person not to be on some bullshit and to be the most professional they can. Somebody paying a house call price doesn't want you to bring a bunch of people with you. They don't want you to be taking a bunch of videos of their house. They don't want you to be telling a bunch of people where they live. Higher value relationships are more than just the services provided. High value relationships have multiple layers of value outside of the specific transaction or service. The clients that I have that pay after hours prices and that want to pay for house calls, those kind of people tend to refer other people like them because they value the level of discretion or the professionalism that I provide, and they want to share it with like-minded clients. Y'all already know about the Barber-Client confidentiality thing. Like if they say it in the chair, it stay in the chair. If someone asks me, I hear nothing. If you one of those dudes with a crazy girlfriend, and I'm talking about crazy, like the type to hit me up to make sure you at the shop when you're supposed to be at the shop, whatever you want me to tell her, I'll tell her. You low-key paying for the confidentiality, and I'm cutting your hair for free. All right, y'all, that's all I got for today. I appreciate y'all watching. If you got any kind of value, go ahead and like and subscribe. If you haven't already, go ahead and follow your boy on Instagram as well as TikTok at Cuts by Elvis. But till next time, Craft Over Clout, I'm out.